Hello students, yesterday you saw that how the man was actually trying to soothe the child, how the man was actually trying to calm him down by taking him to all those places which a child generally finds interesting, and this child was also find those places very attractive and interesting. Earlier on, before he lost his parents, but now as he had been separated from his parents, now those things he is not liking. So actually you read that the man actually took the child to a balloon seller, but he didn't want those balloon now. He just wanted his mother and father, and further the man told him, and the man took him near the balloons, thinking the bright colors of the balloons would distract the child's attention and quieten him. Actually, now the man actually took him to the where it was, yeah. Now the actually man took him to the balloons, and the man thought that the bright colors of balloons might quiet the child. Quieten him means it might make him calm, and it actually one second, and the child's attention might be diverted from his parents separation. But actually would you like and then taking to him to the balloon seller, actually the man is asking to him, would you like a rainbow colored balloon? He persuasively asked. The word persuasively means, student, by convincing someone, in a convincing way. So he actually asked that, would you like to have rainbow colored balloon? Rainbow colored balloon means a balloon of many colors, actually. But the child turned his eyes from the flying balloons and just sobbed, but he didn't even look at the balloons. For him the balloons are totally not important. For him they are just useless right now. So he just turned his eyes away from those balloons and he just sobbed. As you know, sobbed means weep. He just wept, and again he said, what? I want my mother, I want my father. So you students, actually you are seeing here that when he was with his parents, then those things were important for the child. But now as he has been separated from his parents, now those things are totally waste for him. They are of no value at all. So what you are learning, the only thing that important for a child is actually her parents. Parents are actually the most important thing, and without parents you cannot even survive, or if you will survive, then your life will be full of struggle. That's what we are learning from this. Now the man is still trying to make the child happy, bore him to the gate where the flower seller sat. Look, can you smell those nice flowers, child? Now actually what you are saying here, that the man actually took him where, and who is this man? You might have forgotten. This man was actually the man who saved the boy at the entrance of the shrine and picked him up from there. This man is just a stranger for the child who just took this man just saw that this child is alone and he is crying. So he just took him, he just lifted him, and from then onwards he is just trying to soothe him, calm him down. He might be a good person, we are not sure of that. It's not mentioned in the story, but from the behavior that we are seeing of his in the story, from that we can say that he would be a good person. And that is why he is trying to come again. He is trying to make the child happy, and this time, for making him happy, he actually took him where? He actually took him to a flower seller. And then he is asking the boy that, can you smell those nice flowers, child? Those flowers would have been great, aromas coming from them. So he is actually asking, would you like to have some smell of these nice flowers? Would you like a garland to put around your neck? As you saw earlier in the story, that flower seller was actually made garlands of the flowers, and then he was selling them actually. So now the man is actually asking the child that whether he would like to have some garland around his neck. Garland here, students, as I told you that day, it's actually mala that we wear in our necks sometimes. The child turned his nose away from the basket and reiterated his sob. I want my mother, I want my father. But child again, didn't focus at all on the flowers and on the basket of the flower seller. He again started his sobbing, and he again started to sob, and he again said what? I want my mother and I want my father. So again the same thing, for child. From this we are again getting to know that the only important thing is actually the parents. Thinking to humor his disconsolate charge by a gift of sweets, the man took him to the counter of sweets of. Now the man is guessing that the child would be hungry, he would not have eaten something, so he is crying. So as a gift of sweets, to make him feed the sweets, he actually took him to the counter of sweet shop. And in the beginning you saw that how the child went there to the sweet shop and how desperate he was to eat some of the sweets. But for now, and actually taking him to the sweet shop, the man is again asking to the child that would you like to have some sweets. He asked the child, turned his face from the sweet shop and only sobbed, I want my mother, I want my father. But child again, he didn't want anything now, not even the sweets and not even the roundabout, or ride on roundabout. Now the only thing that he needs is actually his parents. So with this we get to know that for a child all those materialistic things are important only when you are with your parents. Without the parents, those things are not needed for you. That's what Mulkraj Anand with this story tried to put in front of you, that for a child, for a small kid, and not for a small kid only, sometimes for grown-ups also and for teenagers also, their parents are equally important. But through this lesson he has tried to show you the importance of parents in your life, and all those things that you want in the presence of your parents. But then when you do not have your parents with you, then those things are of no value for you. So student, with this we have come to an end of this story, The Lost Child, the first lesson from the Moment book. Now actually tomorrow we will see some of the questions and answer of this lesson, which can be asked in the examination and which are important from the perspective of examination.